Hi guys, so I'm Muskan Agarwal here again. Here I am with another playlist of system design. In this playlist, we will be just studying about the basics of a system design, like what system has, what are the components in the system design, how a system is designed from basic, like from hundred or thousands of users, how you scale up to millions and billions of users, and when in need, how you scale down, how you scale up, what are the scaling techniques and everything. So we will go through all the components of the system design from the basic till we will go through some actual examples that how a system is designed on a large scale, how scalability, reliability and availability, everything is handled well, and everything, how actually large system are constructed and what are the techniques they use to handle billions and trillions of data as well as the users per day even. And then we will slowly move towards the design patterns which are used in the coding techniques or in the in day-to-day life of the constructing of the system design and everything. So we will just go throughout the entire flow of the system design, including the design patterns, and we'll tackle some coding like the system design questions which are even asked in the interviews and everything. So yeah, let's get started. Now here, let's understand how exactly a system is constructed. I've been using two terms, client and server, consistently in throughout my all videos. So I'll use that again here also, client and server. All the system works in this concept only. Even like if you will design a website, if you are thinking of designing an app or anything, like maybe a mobile app, maybe a web app, maybe just a simple website. So there is a client and a server. You will host that website somewhere, right? Some on instance or any, like you will host that website. It's a server kind of thing, right? So, and you will be providing an URL or something to the user to interact with, right? For the website, you will be giving an URL, or for the app, you will be having this app on hosted on uploaded on the Play Store or App Store. People can download and then interact with your server. So there is a client. The app is the client or the website is the client, and then they are interacting with your server. Server is hosted somewhere, right? Server is hosted either on an instance or something. So there, it's a basic architecture. There is a client. It's an can be app, can be a website. Apps are also multiple types. Like a web app is there, your mobile app is there, website is normal, and then there is a server. Sorry, which is hosted on some instance, right? And then that instance, it is hosted on some instance. Now the client requests are redirected to the particular instance where the server is hosted. So this is the entire flow. Like as of now, there is a user. It's having either a website or an app, and there is your app server, web server, or some server is there. So they are sending the request to your server. They're getting the response. Now these request and response, again the HTTPS, which we have discussed multiple times in our previous videos. So please go through them if you don't understand this request and response thing. And I've covered a lot of things along with that as well. So this is the basic flow. This is the client. This is the server. Okay. Now, before going forward, I'll cover one topic over in this video itself. That is a DNS. There is a third-party service provider, DNS, which is known as a domain name system. Okay. Now, what is this domain name system? See, whenever you host a server or you create like a website or an app, you give a name to it. Like for the Instagram, we have multiple apps: Instagram, WhatsApp, Google, and not Google. Yeah. So these are multiple apps which we have. We interact with them day to day. Right. Now if we go to Google and we try to search something, we will just write that name. We never write their IP addresses. We never write the numbers, right? Because we are not good at that much good at numbers as we are with the words, right? It's easy to remember words rather than numbers. We can't remember IP addresses of all the systems, but we can remember names of all the systems, right? It's easy because like we will go to Google. and we will just write instagram.in, instagram.com, facebook.in, or google.com. That's it, right? So we can write just the domain names and we will be redirected to the website. But this is now not how system works. System works on IP addresses. We know that computer works on binary numbers, so each system works on IP addresses. Like even our phone, our laptops, everything has a particular IP address which they communicate with, right? So the user whenever they send a request, or the client whenever they send a request to your server, before that the request goes to DNS server, the domain name system server. It goes there. Just consider this as a okay, I'm trying to call someone, right? I want to make a call to my friend. So I'll go to, in my context list, I'll search with that friend name. Let's say Amisha. I'll just go and put Amisha, and then I'll get her phone number, and I'll give a call to her through that phone number. I'm not calling her name. I'm giving a call to her phone number, right? Similarly, that phone book or the context list is the DNS. DNS is kind of a context list. Okay, so it's a phone book kind of thing, or phone book. In this phone book, it's all the domain names mapped into their IP addresses. So whenever client is making request to your server, before that, the client request is redirected to the DNS system. DNS system sees that whether your domain name is there or not. If not, then if it's there, then they will return back a IP address to you. Not here, sorry. They'll return back an IP address to you. Domain name. Okay, they'll return an IP address to you, and with that IP address, you make the request. Understood? So it's more about when the user or the client is making requests to your server, they just write your domain name in the Google, like I'm trying to interact, I'm trying to open the Instagram on the website. So I'll just write instagram.com. So it will take me to the Instagram page, but this is not how it works internally. The domain name goes to the DNS system. It sees that, okay, if instagram.com is there or not in this list. It's a phone book kind of thing where there is a domain name as well as the IP address, kind of hash map something. So domain name here is instagram.com. So it will see, okay, whether this domain is present in this phone book or the DNS list or not. If it is there, it will fetch the IP address. It will send back the IP address to your client, and then that client will make the request to your server. Internally, this all happens internally. You have just placed the domain name and you are done, and you are landed on the Instagram page. But internally, it goes to the DNS, fetch the IP address, makes the request to the server. So that is the concept of DNS. And each and every system uses DNS. It's a third party service provider. Also, one more thing to add over here: if the domain name is not present in the DNS, it goes to further ISP. It's an internet service provider. Okay, so it holds all the domain names associated to the IP addresses. If DNS does not hold any domain name and IP address mapping, so it will go to the ISP, internet service provider, if you have heard of. It's a later concept, but generally DNS holds most of the domain names and the IP address mapping. So that is a complete flow of as of now a particular, like a basic system. There is a client, there is a server hosted somewhere, like an instance or somewhere it is hosted on cloud or something, right? And then client, whenever you insert a domain name system, same thing is with the app also, right? The app internally uses the domain name, it goes to DNS, fetch the IP addresses, and then makes the request. So that is an exact flow. That's all in this video. I hope you understood. If you have any doubts, please drop in the comment box. Thanks.